contains all of your bodily functions. It's where you have your beliefs, your behaviors, your habits, whether they're good or bad. Your subconscious accepts that as your reality. And then you have the critical mind. The critical mind is your mind guard, and it determines what's going to get to the subconscious mind. It's like that bouncer at the club that will not let you in because you're not wearing the proper clothes. So how do you get the critical mind to allow the new information in, to create the new habits, the new behaviors, the new beliefs? Hypnosis. Hypnosis relaxes you. It romances the critical mind. It shuts down the critical mind, and then the information gets in. So I'm going to practice what I preach. I am going to show my subconscious mind that I'm the boss. I'm going to stop that yo-yo syndrome back and forth, and I'm going to permanently lose my weight. If you're frustrated because you're not living the life you know you want to live and you have all the tools, maybe hypnosis is that tool that will finally help you to achieve that success that has eluded you. Thank you. I can't go over 30 seconds.
You're exactly within time.
Oh, sure. Yes.
Next speaker title is 3 Lessons I Learned from the Back to the Future trilogy. Back to the Future trilogy was released 25 years ago. After experiencing the movies hundreds of times, I learned a few life lessons. Put your hands together and welcome Robert.
How many of us in the room have seen Back to the Future movies? Everyone. That's awesome. So when the movie comes on TNT or Encore, whatever channel it's on these days, I stand in front of my TV in a trance watching it, getting enthralled in the movie. I grew up watching these films. One of the biggest reasons I worked at Universal Studios when I was 17 was because of the Back to the Future ride. I was super bummed when the ride closed down. Back to the Future gave us some very interesting lines. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. The term jump in gigawatts. We learned about the Hill Valley Clock Tower. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here, not leave? And I'm Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I watched the movie so many times that I had gleaned 3 life lessons from the Back to the Future trilogy. The movie, in case for any single one of you who hasn't seen the movie, is about a character named Marty McFly, played by Michael J. Fox, and the crazy Dr. Emmett Brown, played by Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd's character builds a time machine out of a DeLorean, fueled by nuclear power procured from Libyan terrorists, which plays a pivotal role in the movie. Hijinks and chaos ensues when Marty McFly jumps from 1985 to 1955 to 2015 to 1885. So in these 6 hours of cinematic magic, I learned 3 valuable lessons. The first is that you cannot tinker with the past. And really my opinion is that if you do, it's not good if you do. So you can tinker with the past, but you can in fact learn from the past. And that's one of the benefits, one of the things I've learned from the movie. We've all made decisions that we may be happy with, others that we might regret. We can't go back and change them. We can in fact learn from our mistakes. We can in fact learn from how our decisions impacted other people. And when it comes time to be in a similar situation, we know that we can make a better decision based on the knowledge we've learned from our past and from our overarching sort of experiences in life. So, can't tinker with the past, but you can in fact learn from it. The second lesson I learned from Back to the Future is you have to dress for the part. As you can see, I'm wearing my fake sailor's vest from the movie. And as Peter iterated during my last speech, you do have to dress for the part. And maybe I should have tucked in my shirt, but I'll say that it goes with my overall look. The lesson from that is if you have to think about what you're wearing, you probably should overdress. If you have to worry about what you're wearing, it's usually better to overdress than to underdress. That goes for work, for interviews, for social environments. You don't want to be the only person at a Halloween party not wearing a costume or wearing a costume if no one is wearing a costume. So little trivial life lessons that I live by. And finally, you have to follow your passion. In the Back to the Future trilogy, there's this recurring theme about how Marty McFly is a somewhat confident guitarist. He tries out for the band at Hill Valley High School. He doesn't do well. He feels bad about himself. He goes back to 1955, and at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, he plays a pivotal role in ensuring that his parents kiss for the first time. And then he goes on to rock the audience with a rendition of Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. And of course, that's how Chuck Berry got his sound, because of Marty McFly. The lesson from that and other similar themes in the movie is that while it may be risky to follow your passions, it's also it could be incredibly risky not to follow your passions. And as we learned from the movie, once Marty McFly learned how to be confident in his guitar playing capabilities, he actually learned confidence in other ways, and it ultimately helped grow him as a person. In a similar situation, his father, George McFly, was a budding writer, a novelist, a sci-fi novelist, and through some very strategic experiences with Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan and some heavy metal music in 1955 that no one had ever heard of, George McFly ends up becoming a prolific science fiction novelist due to the courage that he received from following, or the benefit he received from following his passions. So whatever your passions are, as our Zen master in an earlier speech talked about, follow them. In a lot of cases, the risk of not following them may be greater than the risk for you should follow your passions. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, you can't tinker with the past, but you can learn from the past and make better decisions in the future. You have to always dress for the part, as I am today, and you have to follow your passion, whatever it may be. And in this case, it's Back to the Future, and pretty much every time it's on TV, I stand there idly and watch it. And I'm Toastmaster. Thank you.
Our master evaluator.
Oh, I'm Mr. Davis first.
Cover. Yeah.